Hey everyone, I've been meaning to do this lesson for quite some time and I finally have a free weekend to play some guitar. I'll leave my links to my cover and the backing track I used so you can use it as well in the description below. I'm using standard tuning. I'm using a built-in Podgo amp. Pick whatever 80s setup you have. I have a little bit of chorus, a little reverb, little delay, a little extra distortion with the solo. One important note about this is that I'm recording this after I recorded the lesson, and you need a 24 fret guitar for this one for that run in the solo if you want to play it exactly as Key does, which you probably will want to because it would be hard to kind of play it in a different way than the way that he actually has it if you really want that speed. So anyway, you technically need 23 frets, not 24. But you're going to need more than 22. So anyway, with that, let's get started. Superstitious by Europe. Okay, let's start by listening to the isolated track, this opening riff. All right, so power chords. We're doing D to C. And back to D. And then we're doing on the middle two strings, the fourth and the third, we're doing 10, 10, 10, 9. And then open A to the third fret in the A. Back to those power chords. And then we're doing 12, 12 on the middle two strings. Back to 10, 10. Same as the first time. All right, so again, D, C, D. And then on the fourth and third, you have the 10th fret, and then you drop the 10th fret to the 9th on the third string. 12, 12. 10, 10. Back to the first one. All right, and just quickly what this is based on, this is D minor to C major, right? But the power chord version of that. And then these things is really kind of like F major to C major. And then G major to F major. Right? So that's what the underline or the chords that these are based on. But since this is rock and roll, right? We're just playing power chords and little pieces because we're all distorted up and we just need the important parts, right? Now I do notice on this third time he actually uses the whole triad, so instead of just like 10, 9, he does 10, 9, and 8th on the second string. Right? So you can add, you can make them the whole triad too. Like you can do 10, 10, 10, and then 10, 9, 8. Right? 12, 12, 12, 10, 10, 10. Because that's the underlying chords, right? We're just playing more of the chord. But whatever sounds good, depending on how much, you know, you're set up and how much distortion you have, maybe you want to dial back those kind of more subtle chord intervals. Anyway, all right, so that's the opening. Now, during the verse, there's no guitars, there's just some fills. So this is the first fill. Okay, so we're in D minor, right? So if we go up to the D minor pentatonic, which starts at the 10th fret, starting on the 4th string, and this has a little, you know, it's a little bit of the minor. Again, like a lot of rock stuff is mixing pentatonic with natural minor kind of stuff. So we have... All right, so it's 12, 10, 12 on the 4th string. 10, 9 on the 3rd, back to 10 on the 4th. And then So bending up on the 12th on the 3rd, pulling off to the 10th, and landing on that 12th fret of the 4th string. All right, and then we get this. All right, that sounds almost identical to what we just did, just an octave lower. So, all right, so this is just a big slide, and then on the 5th string, 5th fret and 3rd fret, back to the 5th, and then the 4th string, 3, 2, back to the 3rd and the 5th, 5th fret on the 5th, 3rd fret on the 4th. Right, so they're just these 4 notes. So, and then just more power chords. We're doing a G to F to G. F. All right, let's listen to it. Okay, so we have. Okay, so that's just basically a C with a suspended 4th, which is the 6th fret on the 2nd, but you're doing individual notes of that C chord. So you do 5th on the 4th, skip a string, 5th on the 2nd, back to 5th on the 4th. And then we're doing 6, 5 on the 2nd. I'm just going right down that chord, set to 5, 5. So right, you also have those suspended 4th chords. You're just using the top part of that. I do it with my ring finger because even though it's easier just to do it barring that off at the 5th. Right, it's easier on the left hand there, but we need to get back down to that G again. So if you can do it with your ring finger, it's a little bit easier in your pinky. B flat power chord to a C. So we have. All right, that's it. Chorus. All right, so we have this. Okay, so we're up F power chord, which is on the. So it's a 5th string power chord. We're doing 8, 10, and then 7, 10. So we're just dropping that 8 down to a 7 on the 5th. So, and then down to a D, which is 5, 7. And on the 6th on the 6th string is the B flat power chord. And 8 on the 5th, so 6, 8. And you'll notice, since I have to do that stretch with my pinky, I play this first chord, I just move them down there because it's kind of weird to have to move your wrist like that unless you have to. You may as well just keep your wrist in the position it's in. Okay, and then there's this thing. So for that, we're doing on the 5th string 5, 7, 8. But instead of playing with your pinky, you're going to go 5, 7 and then slide your ring finger up to the 8th so that you're in the position to do that B flat again. Right? Because if you did, you'd have to reposition. So do it like 5, 7, slide up 1, and then you're in the position 6th string on the 6th fret and 8th on the 5th. So we have is open A string and 3rd fret on the 4th. And then to B, to C. Okay, and that, if you're curious, basically we're going like F major, G minor. It's like F major but with an A in the bass. B flat major to C major. But again, we're just doing power chords, right? So again, all power chords except for that open A and 3rd and the 4th. Then it goes back to the beginning. All right, so now 2nd verse, and we get the most Swedish blues lick ever. If you know, Key, Marcello, John Norum, Yngwie, their blues has a certain sound to it. This is, I love it. It's great. All right, let's listen to that one more time. This is that. All right, so you can use your neck pickup for this to make it sound super bluesy. All right, so this is this all in D minor pentatonic. Right, so it's 10th fret, just your regular pentatonic, and it's this. Right? Pretty weird. Final Countdown has a similar kind of, which is John Norum, a similar kind of weird bouncing around on the blues scale. So let's just go through this really slowly. So again, this is just the blues scale with the 13th fret in there too, so you have the kind of blues scale. So here are all the notes. We have 10 on the 5th, on the 1st, and then on the 2nd we have 13, 10, and then on the 3rd we have 13, 12, 10 to 12. Right? So, okay, so we're bending up on the second string, and then we do, so 10, and then 13, 10, 13, 10. And then we go down to the 13th on the 3rd, hop to the 13th on the 2nd, back to the 13th on the 3rd, okay. Back to the 10th, so play it really slow. Alright, and then once you have that piece, and then it's a similar. So now we're on the 3rd and the 4th string. We're doing 13, 12, 10. Down to the 12th. So we're walking down. And again, we're doing that bouncing back and forth on the 12th fret between the 4th and the 3rd. Ending on the 10th on the 3rd. So it's kind of hard to explain this, so let's just play it real slow. Okay, so you can break it into two parts. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. Slow it down if you need to figure out the individual notes again. It's just kind of weird. The notes are all there, you know where they are. It's just the order they come in that's kind of crazy. It sounds great. Yeah, it's kind of a hard lick to play, but anyway, that's that one. Okay, so now we go back to what we've already done. Yep, all right, screw that up. There we go. Back to the chorus. Same thing. He's doing a little whammy and dive bomb in there. Okay, and then we're into the solo. Before we get into solo, I'm going to do that last. What I want to cover, the rest of the song we've already learned with the exception of coming out of the solo. So let's quickly talk about that and then... Okay, so that's oops. This is similar to the other lick. It's just a little bit different. So all right, so we're just using octaves. So on the 8th fret and the 5th. And the 10th fret on the 3rd. 2 frets up from there, another 2 frets up. Then we have this. So you could do this, the notes basically are 10th fret on the 4th. So you're skipping the strings again. 10, skip a string to 10 on the 2nd, back to 10 on the 4th. And then you have this, which you could play there. You could do on the 2nd string 11, 10, 8. And then what that allows you to do is be back in that position of the octave. This is actually a really tricky thing to play here. Because if you do it the other way, and instead of going down to the 8th, you use the 12th on the 3rd. How do you get back down to that octave smoothly, right? It's kind of awkward. So that's why. Okay, so there's this weird kind of timing. It doesn't do the same thing the second time. He doesn't do. He goes. And so, again, listen to the pattern of that. And the only difference is he does the same as the first, but then goes down to the 7th on the 3rd string and the 10th on the 4th. And then you're in that position of starting the chorus with that F power chord. Right? So you have... back into that. So again, that's just like the first one, except we have 2 extra notes. The 7th on the 3rd string, 10th on the 4th, and then we're in that position for the power chord. Now, because of the timing on the second one, the first one's like this. I'll try and play it slow so you can hear. And I'll try and, so the way that I this was hard actually to hit this second one right, because my ear was hearing the first one and where that comes in. And you need to start it a little bit early because you have those 2 additional notes, right? So instead of going like, and we have those extra waka-wakas at the end of that one, I just hit, when I go back down to those, the F octave, I just hit that twice and then pause there until I can find the place to hit it. So it'll be like this. 1, 2. It's like if I stop there, and you get that pause, you can kind of find where to hit that. So I'm going to play this section again. It's really cool. Like when you actually isolate the track, you can kind of hear how it is. So let's listen to the track here. Right, so it has that timing. You'll need to practice that, but I found the trick to kind of hitting that in the right spot is just what you heard there, which is to just hit those twice. So it's like 1, 2. So maybe you just practice that piece. You know, whatever works for you. So let's just go last time through both of them. It goes through the chorus then, and then the song ends with the... All right. Okay, so let's get in the solo. This is probably the part you're here for anyway. The solo is in F major. So if you think of like an F major, so if you're doing the cage system, right, you have the G chord. And we're going to move that up to basically the F, that shape. So if you're doing that an octave higher, right, it would be of a regular G chord. Just 2 frets down them. And then, you know, basically because the F major scale and the D natural minor, they're the same, right? So you can think of this as that, and then the other thing, a D minor shape that you can kind of think of the solo in is the A shape. If you had D minor up here, that's very close. Right, there's that shape too. But he is playing notes in between those 2 shapes in the solo, and at the end he kind of even breaks out of that up there, but most of this is just F major. So let's get into this. You want to use the neck pickup, you know, crank on some extra effects, and just remember that right, all those notes. So it starts out on the 2nd string. Right, so we have 10, 11, 13, hammer on pull off, from the 11th and 13th, same notes. And then hit the 10. So it's like down to the 12th and the 3rd. So 10, 12, and the 3rd. Same notes on the 2nd. Back to the 10th on the 3rd. Then, so bending up in the 13th and the 2nd, down to the 11th, and then back to the 13th. And then down to the 10th and the 3rd. So we have, and then we have this. Yeah, that's right. When I did the recording of this, my own cover, a lot of these things, I had to go back and look at what this was, which I probably said in the opening of this. But let me show you how it actually is when I slow down the track and really listen carefully again. So we have... and then slide up to the 12th, and then jump up to the 15th and the 1st, to the 13th and the 2nd. So and then we have, so that's the 18th fret, 18, 17, 18, 17, 18 on the 2nd, 17 on the 3rd. So this is kind of like an arpeggio of an F shape. And we have this. So bending up on the 15th, 14th, and then one string up on the 2nd, 15th, 15, 13, and then 14, 15 on the 3rd. So we have... really cranking up. You're going up 1.5 steps. So, and then you have this. So 14, 15, and then on the 4th string, 17, 15, 14. So up to this point we have... Okay, and then we have this. All right, so this one, I'll show you the way I play it. These are the notes. You can play it in a number of different ways. You can do... I do it. Okay, so I'll show you how I play it. You can switch these around yourself. Be the 18th and the 6th. And then we're going to do 15, 17, 19. 15, 17, 19 on the next one. 15, 17, 19 on the next. So we're doing 15, 17, 19 on the 5th, 4th, and 3rd. But starting on the 18th. And then we're going to go to 17, 18, 20. So, and when you get up to that 20, he does do some vibrato before he does the, which is just 20, bending up on the 20th, going back to the 18th. So again, we have... Okay, so up to that point we have. See, I'm playing it like I originally learned it. Try it again. All right, and then we're up here. Same thing, it's just an octave higher. So you're doing on the 17th, 18th, and 20th on the first. Down to the 20th on the second. So you're walking up from the 18, 20, back to the 18th on the second. Okay, and here's what y'all came for, right? Okay, so there's a video of Marcello playing this, and that's how I figured out the positioning he's actually using. And I'm using my pinky here. He actually uses just from his ring finger. He leaves his pinky out of this. Which is hard for me to do. I don't know if this is guitar or just my own, you know, how I play, but I do use my pinky there, and it does make it a little bit harder at times, but that stretch, you know, when you're doing those stretches there, that's hard to really do. But it does make it easier because you're not moving from your pinky to your ring finger. So, again, let's just talk about the notes, and then I'll just show you how they play. So I'm going to walk through them. So from the top string on the E, we have 20, 18, 17. Same on the B, 20, 18, 17. And then we're back to 19, 17, 15. Same. And now we're going to switch to... So now we're going to be using... we're going to do 17, 19, 20 on the 5th. Same on the 5th again. Slide up to the 22nd. And then we're doing, on the 3rd, we're doing 19, 21, 22. And then we're doing 20, 22, 23, up to the 20. By the way, if I didn't mention this, to do it the way he's doing it, you need a 24 fret guitar. I haven't recorded the opening to this yet, but I will try and remember that in the opening, because this is the only reason you need it, actually, for this little last thing. So, okay, so we have... So I would recommend learning just... So the rest of this is really easy when you remember how to transition between this position and the one up higher here. So again, we have this. I'll just play it real slowly. And so I'm transitioning on the 5th back. So instead of going back to that, now I'm up here. So the run really stops at the 17th fret of the 5th string. But I've already transitioned to get my first finger there. Instead of having it down at the 15th, I need my first on the 17th when I get down to the 5th. And then back up. And we're sliding up 2 on the 4th. So again. Okay, so that's the thing you have to practice to really get this rundown. Just make sure you get that, all of the fingerings and where you need to change positions and slide up. So again, once you're down to the 17th on the 5th, you're going to do 17, 19, 20, 17, 19, 20, slide up to 22 on the 4th. And then you do 19, 21, 22. And then 20, 22, 23, and you're ending on the 20. So from the bottom it will be. Okay, so we have. Okay, so how is it actually played? So we have that thing. Then we go back up. So we have. And then we have these things. Right, we're just repeating the notes on each line, and that's most of where this kind of really fast stuff comes from, is those repeats. But you have to be in the right position in order to hit those, because you want to be on the same string when you're doing those, right? Otherwise it's really hard to play fast. If you're in a different position, you'd be splitting strings there and it wouldn't really work, and that's why you need a 24 fret guitar. So all right, if you get that down. So again, he's doing it twice there. And then we go back up. Again, this is, other than that first little bit where he kind of goes back and forth between strings, everything now is just, you're just going up and down or repeating the same notes on the same string. So you'll notice on the 2nd and the 3rd and the 4th we repeated it twice. So and then when you get down to this part, you're changing that position, right? Which is probably why he's using his ring finger instead of his pinky, because it is easier if you can pull off those. It's easier to do that transition. So same scale, we're just going, and then we're doing. So the turnaround up there after you do those three is 19, 17, 19. And then you're going back up that scale. So instead of going directly up again and sliding up, you're going, repeating this twice. And then you're doing the same thing again up that scale, which you just did. Do those twice. And then on the 2nd string, you're just doing once. So it'd be like. Now, I saw a live performance of him. You can find it on YouTube where he's doing this solo. And he actually does repeat, because he's smoking so fast, he repeats that on the 2nd too. So on the album, he just does that 2nd string, those 3 notes only once. So again, we have. Okay, I'll do it one more time really slow, and then we'll move on. Slow this down if you need to. Then we have the same thing as earlier. Right, we're doing that same F major arpeggio, but so we have 18, 17, and then 18 on the second, 17 on the third. So then we have, all right, so we're bending up on the 22nd, and actually he doesn't hit it twice. If you listen to it, it's, so it's, he bends it twice. And then back to that 20, 17, 18. And then that little thing. Again, this is all on that scale. And then we have a similar thing that's earlier, but we do, except instead of starting on the 6th and running up that scale, we're starting on the 5th. So we'd start on the 19th on the 5th string, and then run back up the 15, 17, 19, and then the 17, 18, 19, 20. 17, 18, 20 on both the second and the first. So it's similar to what we did before, where we ended on the second. We're just doing it a string higher, and there's one little variation is where you're starting. Instead of on the 18th on the 6th, you're starting on the 19th on the 5th. So, and then, and if you'll remember, the first time it was you're bending up on the 20th, going down the 18th. This time you're bending up on the 20th and going down to the 17th. Okay, so I'll go through the whole solo slowly again, and that's all of it. All right, so yeah, even slowly that run can be difficult. What you're gonna have to figure out is how to pick it. Depending on how you pick, I think mostly it's alternate picking. I mean, if you're economy picking and you can do that, more power to you, right? I never have any problem with that. Play whatever works for you, and yeah, and it's all gonna sound good. If you can rip that close enough, it's gonna sound good. So that's Superstitious by Europe. I hope you learned something. Yeah, have a good one, everyone.